Welcome one and all to a Stock Up Podcast YouTube video. We've got some new Marvel decks for you. Today I've built around Construct a Cosmic Cube, and I suppose we say the nay. It's kind of a tongue twister. Try saying that 3 times fast. Yeah, so basically this is like a pretty good counterspell from the new set. Pretty excellent one, actually. Just requires you to have some creatures. It's actually kind of nice with Cosmic Cube because when you make these villains, oftentimes you'll be able to make them for cheap with like an opt or something like that. And then you can leave up we say the nay, and you can tap them because they're 2 power. It works well with Knowledge Seeker. This is kind of a underrated card, I would say, from Airbender. It's actually quite powerful. It's an example of a card that basically is kind of kept out of the format because, you know, we're in such a large standard and it doesn't see play. But I mean, if you just look at the card, it's a pretty decent threat. It's a 2-mana vigilance creature that grows, and if it dies, you get a clue. So it's like an inherent 2-for-1 if your opponent wants to kill it, and we have ways to, you know, make it bigger. So pretty big fan of this card. I'm only running 3 just because, you know, I have a lot of threats already. I'm playing Stormchaser's Talent because it's just, you know, one of the best cards in Standard with Boomerang Basics, and of course, Boomerang Basics is a way to have a 1-mana cantrip. You can target your talent and draw a card for your Cosmic Cube. So, you know, only have 3 because I want to play a couple Malcolms too. Malcolm is better with Cube because it can trigger the cube, like if you flash this in and then turn 3 you play cube. But Knowledge Seeker obviously is like more resilient than Malcolm. Malcolm dies to just almost everything, and it's legendary for whatever that's worth. So yeah, going with 3 Knowledge Seekers. Also, I don't know if I said this already, but Vigilance is good with Teamwork too. I'm hoping this is enough kind of card drawing to trigger the Cosmic Cube. I've got Quick Study as a way to do it on an opponent's end step. Because if you do this during your turn, it's whenever you draw your second card. So you only have to draw 1 card on your turn, but on your opponent's turn you would have to draw 2. So something like Quick Study works for that. 3 steps ahead, the mode on this works too. It's possible 3 steps is better than Quick Study, but I don't think so. I'm thinking I like the split, but that I want more Quick Studies, basically. I just expect to cast 3 steps for the draw mode a lot, is sort of the plan, to trigger my Knowledge Seekers and cubes, and in that case, I'd rather not have to discard a card, rather just draw 2 cards, so that's actually card advantage instead of just card selection. Pretty big deal. Some removal and stuff, yeah. Kind of a simple deck. I've tried a couple iterations of this deck, and this is where I'm at the moment. I didn't have talent in Boomerang Basics at first. I had the Tiger Seal. The problem with the Tiger Seal is some of the cards you want to play with Constructed Cosmic Cube don't actually let you trigger it. Like, you know, if I want to play Quick Study on my opponent's turn to trigger my cube, I can't untap the seal on my turn, so I kind of have to like main phase it. That's kind of awkward. It doesn't work with Malcolm because it'll be tapped, and then Malcolm will deal damage and then draw a card, which does work with Cube, but not with Tiger Seal. So Tiger Seal is a good card, and I was playing it with the Harmonized draw cantrip as well, just to have extra ways to untap it. And that was pretty good, and perhaps this should be in here still, but the list is kind of tight once I added Talent and Basics, and I do think Talent and Basics have been good so far, so that's where we're at. I currently have 23 land with no utility lands in the main deck. I guess I have 1 Agna Qel'a, but I don't have any like Fountain Ports or anything. I had Fountain Port before, and I liked it. The problem is now I've got Basics and Talents, and this is pretty blue intensive, so I just wanted to, I essentially changed that for like a Multiversal Passage, so I guess Agna Qel'a is what you can think of it as. Yeah, 23 land is maybe playing a little tight the vest. I mean, this deck kind of plays like blue-black mid-range in a way. Except instead of having a card like Kaido, which is bad when you're behind, you have Cosmic Cube, which, you know, is not excellent when you're behind, but they can't like attack it down and kill it. You know, you can catch back up, or you could use the villains to chump block, and then you can still have your cube around. So this card's been pretty good. But yeah, so, you know, a deck like that plays like 25 land and has creature lands as their way to protect against flood. But we have more cantrips and more 1-drops, so we want more untapped lands, and we're going to be playing things like Opt. So I think a lighter land count is better. Maybe I should have 24. It's something I'm keeping an eye on. I have been like kind of struggling to hit my land drops a bit, but it's a tightrope, right? Because if you play too many cards that draw cards and you have too many land in your deck, you're gonna flood. So, and you do need to keep chaining card draw to make the cube the best. Quantum Riddler is a card that I could see building around in the main deck more because it works with cube, works with Knowledge Seeker. But again, it's just something that like the Talent and the Boomerang Basics really kind of pushes that sort of thing out, both because of space and because it's a creature rather than a non-creature. I have a sideboard plan of using Deadly Cover-Up against decks where I can control their creatures, like something like Momo. It's kind of a problem for me. to be the beatdown against, but you can board in sweepers and like control their creatures because they're just, you know, like a white creature deck at the end of the day. And things like Cosmic Cube and Talent, you know, can stay on the board and give you value, so you're not really wrathing away anything too important usually. So I board in like, you know, my card advantage, my couple card advantage things, an extra land, and the 5-drops against like green decks and Momo basically. We're pretty well positioned against control decks, but we do have some more things in the sideboard, Duresses and whatnot, just because we have a lot of cards to take out. And yeah, that's the deck. It was fun to build. I kind of wanted to record the build, but just trying to save a little bit of time this week. I've been pretty busy, so let's get into some games. Okay, match 1. We are playing on the ranked ladder. I don't really know what rank I am. I don't know what this is called. I know it's not very high, but we'll see if we can level up this deck. So I'm going first, and I only have 1 land. This has been happening a lot. One of the reasons I think maybe I'm not playing enough land. I have an opt, so hitting a second land shouldn't be too hard, but then I don't have great ways to hit a third. And, you know, this is only a blue, so if I didn't find black, that'd be kind of tough. It's either get a scry 1, a draw, another draw. I guess I'm going to keep. Obviously on the draw, it's a definite keep. I think maybe this is one of those situations where, like, if the mulligan roll were back the same as it was back in the day, this would be an easy keep, but maybe nowadays this is my naivete and not mulliganing, honestly. So we do draw Watery Grave and Malcolm, which is, like, pretty lucky, honestly. So I get to both pass the turn and then have something to play to draw more cards, potentially. Okay, I don't really understand why they're opting main. Maybe they're like, oh, I might as well look for a Stormchaser talent, because it looks like they're playing Prowess. It's been remarkable to me how often I play against Prowess, even low on the ladder. Like, it's just such a popular deck. I know it's like the best deck in the format, but usually the best deck in the format is, you see a lot in Mythic ranking, but you don't really see in the lower ladder. Alright, sure, I'll play Knowledge Seeker. This is kind of like what I was worried about with this hand, where I wasn't too worried about finding a second land, but finding a third was going to be hard. Just gonna hope it works out, though. We at least have some things to play, right? Looks like they may be digging for land, honestly. They also play a low land count deck. Alright, well, land is nice. So I could play the cube. I could pass with Counterspell. Counterspell's not that good against them because they're a Prowess deck, so they just play lots of cheap cards. I think I'll attack, and if my opponent were to block, I would quick study. Okay, sure. This way I get to just eat the otter. And we'll pass the turn. Yep. Okay. So now we found our mana, so that's good. Somehow we ended up with too much mana. It's kind of funny. Yeah, let's certainly... I guess if I attack, they probably just block and try to pump their guy. But if they did that, I could resolve the cube, which I kind of like. Because... oh, they can't have Get Out, because this is just a mountain. So I think cube's going to resolve regardless, so I'm just going to Hex this. Get him for 3 damage. And we'll resolve the cube. Now, I don't actually have any way to draw extra cards right now, but I do have a lot of ways in my deck to draw extra cards, so hopefully we just draw them. Hopefully we just draw them. More cubes, okay. That's fine. So, I guess they have Crab here because they didn't use their talent. They passed with a bunch of mana. Yeah. Could counter this, and I may as well because it requires teamwork, and if I just let it resolve, I won't have the teamwork available to me anymore. We say the nay. I'll play another cube. We're ready. We're ready to draw some extra cards. Honestly, would kind of like it if they killed my Knowledge Seeker. Thank you. I was just thinking I needed some way to draw extra cards, so appreciate it. Flow state. Well, this is interesting because you know, they've kind of got their engine online. They've got lands, they've got flow states, they've got Stormchaser talent, Boomerang Basics combo going. But we have 2 Cosmic Cubes. So I think we might be able to outgrind them as long as we don't, you know, flood out over the next couple turns. And luckily we're playing a pretty low land count, so that's unlikely to happen. More cubes. I don't know that I need more cubes. I might want to hold up mana. Bitter Triumph, yeah. They could easily have a crab here that I'd want to kill, so I think that's fine. Just draw a card. Ooh, perfect. Quick, steady. Pass the turn. So, funny enough, Cosmic Cube's been pretty good. And this is probably like my 4th match with this deck, something like that. And I've never used the... I've never cracked a plan, you know, to gain control of them, because mostly the game just ends before that happens. Because all the 2/1s kill them, so... Alright, so they've got their Roaring Furnace, drawing 2 cards a turn. But, you know, we're not doing so bad ourselves. We're kind of flooded. I wish one of these were an Agna Qel'a. I could maybe fit more Agna Qel'as in my deck. I am playing the new Blue-Black duel from Marvel in addition to Gloomlake Verge, so I really do want a high basic count. But obviously, like, Agna Qel'a is really good with the cubes. Because if you flood, you still are able to trigger them. So perhaps I should have 2. There's a definite cost to playing more of those, because you can easily imagine a hand like in your opener where you have Gloomlake and Agna Qel'a and no island, so you don't have black mana and your Agna Qel'a comes in tapped. But, you know. Let's see, so how's this game going? Basically, my opponent needs fire magic to get back into the game, I think. And they may not have that in their main deck, and in fact, they probably don't. So, I think we're looking good here, even if we kind of flood out. And even a crab, you know, a crab can tap down 2 for a turn, but it can't actually block them because they have menace. So this is going just fine. Alright, I just give up. Good game. So, yeah, I don't want 3 steps ahead. Duress. Actually, I don't know that I've played against this matchup yet, so I'm not sure what I want to do. Nowhere to Run is good against Horse and Slickshot, which I didn't see, but presumably they have one of those, if not both. It's not good against Crab. I do generally like Spell Snare against this deck. Duress. Duress is like... I used to think it was really good in this matchup, but honestly, it just like fuels their crabs. It's not the best. Curiosity would be okay. It's got Flash. Malcolm. It's probably my weakest card because it dies to burn so easily. Whereas if they're, you know, if they're burning a Knowledge Seeker or a talent, then I'm at least getting some card advantage. It can't block Slick Shot, which is kind of nice, I guess. End of the Hunt can help me with Crab. I only have one way to kill Crab at the moment. I think I should probably have that. Could also help me with Ral if they were to bring that in. So let's board those in. Sure, we'll cut a Malcolm. Boomerang is pretty fine against them. It kills an Otter or it bounces my talent. I think I want something a little more resilient than Malcolm. Go with Enduring Curiosity. I could see Riddler being good too, because if I can get it down, it blocks quite well. Nowhere to Run. Kind of weak, but maybe I could Boomerang it, you know? I think on the draw we'll do this. On the play I might consider a Riddler. But on the draw, you know, I'm already kind of up a card. And Riddler can be... If Riddler's bad, the way it's bad is it's clunky. And being on the draw means it's more likely to be clunky. Sorry, guys. I keep adjusting. So I'm trying to figure out how to use my mic the best, basically. to have the least breath sounds and still sound good and all that. So it's been a process for me. Not a big tech guy. Okay, this hand I have to mulligan, I think. I just, you know, I'm at the mercy of drawing black mana to do anything. And, like, if I were to draw a land on turn 3 or another blue land, then my first play would be turn 3 quick study on the draw. That's not good enough. So let's just mulligan. Sure, we'll keep this. My deck doesn't really need double black. So I might as well put that back so I don't end up shocking myself twice. Looks like they kept 7, huh? They've got the Shieldred Sleeves in the Izzet deck, man. They just love being the bad guy, I bet. Alright, let's play the Watery Grave so we can have our black mana ready. And the reason I'm playing it on turn 1 is because it's pretty likely I'm going to need to shock anyways. And this doesn't reveal I have a Hex. Like, if I were to play Island, you know, Otter, and then this turn I shocked in, which I would have done, it would have been more obvious that I had something. Because I would have shocked in, and then here I'm going to Boomerang this. Yeah, Boomerang. I suppose I am actually just going to replay the talent, though, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So it didn't end up mattering, but that is the rationale. Okay, just sort of drew some islands, not great. Kind of flooded. Maybe need more utility lands if I'm going to play 23 land. But, I don't know. I did have several games where I was even just struggling to hit a third land. So it's a tough balance. Okay, so they got a new one in their deck, Namor. Recast a non-creature spell, one of the blue mana spells. And it's flying. Well, that's a problem because I can't hex it. Good thing I brought him into the hunts. Yeah, I'm gonna play Cosmic Cube. And attack. And we're kind of in trouble. I might have a little bit, like, too much interaction and not enough cards that trigger Cosmic Cube. Like, maybe some of my interaction should be cantrips. Definitely don't feel like I have the balance right yet for this deck. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, they've just snowballed so hard at this point. This card's, like, better than I thought it would have been. Alright, I can't win. I can't kill this. I'm behind even if I don't do... Alright. Namor. So on the draw... Or on the play, rather, I'm going to be more likely to snag that with a We Say They Nay. Snare. I mean, Snare hits Slick Shot and Flow State. It seems like it's probably enough. I don't think I want the discard spells. It feels like this matchup is a lot about tempo. Like, if I was a blue-black control deck, the discard spells make more sense, because I don't need to, like, spend turns to deploy my own things. I just answer all their stuff, but given that I do need to do that, I think I should keep this stuff in. Now, do I want Deadly Cover-Up to help deal with Namor? Maybe, honestly. Because right now, I have to either counter it or use End of the Hunter Bitter Triumph. Nowhere to Run doesn't even get it. Yeah, maybe that's crazy. Is Knowledge Seeker good against them? It's okay. They're not that likely to kill it, I suppose. Maybe I do take the, like, kind of control path. Control path. I think I might just board Riddler since I have so much interaction. Talent Basics. I'm really not sure. If I were in the draw again for some reason, I definitely think I would take the control path, but on the play, it's a little bit of a different equation for sure. The Knowledge Seekers get a lot better on the play, you know? Alright, yeah, I'll keep this. And it's a little awkward, but I'm going to play this on turn 1 as a swamp. So I can kill an otter. If they have it. Okay. They're happy enough to have me use my 2-for-1 myself here. That's just the power of Stormchaser's talent that I have to do it. Yeah, pretty happy this quick study is a quick study, not a 3 steps ahead, because I'm going to need the card to manage this game. Slickshot Show-Off is such a good card, man. Such a good card. Gonna be happy when that rotates. It's so annoying. Same with this. Obviously, this card's better than Slickshot, and I'm complaining about Slickshot, but... You know. So, I can't we say they nay the Slickshot. I can better Triumph it. Which I may do. It doesn't use my mana very efficiently, so I'd rather quick study. Like, I would take 3. Yeah, that's fine. See if I can draw 2 here. I hope they don't counter it. Okay, and now I get to play my guy and pass. So things like Spell Pierce can stop Triumph and like Hexproof granting spells. Running Furnace. That's okay. I'm happy enough to get a clue, I think. Now, I have to decide if I want to try to kill this. It's pretty likely they have a protection spell. So I guess I could untap and kill it. Yeah, alright, fine. I'll crack my clue here and forgo using the Cosmic Cube for a turn. And this turn we'll just use Bitter Triumph. Drawing Water, that's interesting. Alright, let's do this. I kind of do want my lands, so yeah, I'm going to play through life. We'll see what they do. So, obviously they can't stop this with Spell Pierce. They could use a Hexproof granting spell if they have it, and I would have to counter back, basically. Yeah, alright. So then we counter that and play Island. The problem is you know, they have this card advantage from these things. Oh, they have Namor. Ugh. Wow, that's been a surprisingly good sideboard card for them. I'm just dead again. Alright. Good games. I was impressed with Namor out of their deck, which is kind of annoying because that deck doesn't need any help. It's already the best deck in the format, but hey, what are you going to do? Alright, match 2. Go first. Alright, I like this hand. No 1-drop. But that's okay. Get our Knowledge Seeker down here. Up against Restless Reef is interesting. That probably means the Demon deck. Obviously, it could be blue-black midrange, but that deck's pretty unpopular at this point. Hex. Sure. And Duress. Okay, this must be the Demon deck. Wish I had a land. I think I actually have too much interaction in my deck. I think overall I need more like cantrips and stuff. Let's see if we can hit a third land here. It's a tough balance. Actually, when I first built this deck, I felt like I had too much card drawing and not enough cantrips, so looks like when I adjusted it, I might have gone too far in the other direction, though. At least that's how it's felt in these 2 matches so far. Okay, so definitely the Demon deck. You know, we're off to a pretty bad start. But we'll do our best here. Don't have a threat. They're hitting their land drops and drawing cards. We're going to be at the mercy of Cavern of Souls this game. If they don't have Cavern of Souls, these Cavern of Souls will buy us a lot of time. But, you know, makes sense. Take 3 steps ahead. Yeah, I just have to counter this. I know it's bad for me, but it's also bad for me if it resolves and I do nothing. Yeah, we're just dead. We don't have any No card draw, no threats. They all got Duress away. Yeah, alright. Good game. Okay. So, we don't know where to run or Hex. Not really Duress either, but maybe. Not really trying to grind them down. We just want to survive their grinding, basically. I think I'll bring in the Hamlet. I'll name Restless Reef with it. That's not really the reason I'm bringing it in. I'm kind of just bringing it in to have an extra land. Because if they Duress away my card drawing and stuff, I might have problems hitting land drops. Then I don't love Spell Pierce, because I can cast a discard spell and then play around it. I probably will have Tactics, and I do need some things to heal their creatures, so sure, we'll do End of the Hunt. And then it's like, do I want to Snare a Pierce or a Duress? None of which are great. Probably the best one is Duress. Play first, and sure, we'll keep. Not having a 1-drop's tough. Okay. Go ahead and play Malcolm. Hopefully they don't have Hex. They do. Cube? No. Yeah, I've got too much interaction and not enough gas. We'll change the deck a bit after this. Go with Opt here. Alright. Not drawing well. Yep. Okay, Riddler's a good draw. See if we can hit a land drop here. No. Oh, yeah, no, I'm just gonna pass. It's too risky to boomerang it, I think. Bitter Triumph, my Riddler. That's fine. Yeah, alright. I can't counter this. That's gonna be a Riddler. I'm just... Alright, I'll fight on it. I'm just like, you know, I want to change my deck. So, playing more with, like, a deck that I know needs to change is a little frustrating. But hey. Interesting they went with that guy instead of Riddler, where they could have drawn a card. Yeah, let's counter this. And then we'll quick study, try to get a land drop here, because I can't just, you know, I need to start doing stuff, and then we'll end of the hunt that guy. So, now at least we're in a position where... Okay, well, I was going to say, if they don't have something good... They took Triumph over quick study? Huh. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna shock in here. We'll pass the turn. They have Duress. Ugh, so much discard. It's hard to get any traction. Yep. Okay. This attack with Restless Reef, probably. They have another Spider-Man. Alright. That's gonna be a Riddler for sure. So... let's change our deck. I think this is a good learning moment for me and maybe for you all too. So what we're gonna do is lower the interaction and raise our threat level, basically. So I think I will cut like a 3 steps. Well, I still kind of like the 3 steps. Let's cut this Duress. And Nowhere to Run is nice with Boomerang, but I could probably cut 1. And then let's add some Riddlers. And I'm tempted to add a land, but I'm unsure. Alright, let's try this. And then I'm going to add a little more interaction to my sideboard. Since I added... Well, I've still got... Do I need a 3rd Riddler? Probably not. I think now that I've got the 2 Riddlers main, I'll go for another Curiosity on the side. And then... Demon deck seemed pretty rough. Tactics is actually a pretty good card against them. So play another one of those. Okay, let's try this. It's a small change, you know, but like in several of those games, if we just had one more like gas card instead of a pile of interaction, it might have gone better for us. So let's queue up again here. Okay, match 3. Looks like you can email this guy if you wanted to. Ask him about his car insurance. Keep this. Don't have turn 1 Hex because of our mana base, but that's okay. Okay, Thundering Falls, sure. Let's get down on Knowledge Seeker. And I'm kind of in a spot where, again, we're needing to hit land drops. Obviously, I could have attacked there first. Would have been slightly better, but this is it. So I can only play so little interaction, you know? I can't just, like, cut all my interaction for cantrips. Obviously, against control decks, that would be ideal, but if I were to play against other things, I would need my interaction. Oh, this is a prowess deck. Okay. Should have liked my spot better then. So, let's attack. For 4, and pass. With the plan of trying to use Hex in our counterspell this turn. Maybe like a quick study, one of these quick studies should be one of the 1 mana cantrips. I could see that being reasonable. Alright, I'll try to counter this. We'll see if they have a spell snare. They have a spell pierce, sure. Well, I still get to Hex this one, so it's not the end of the world. And now I have to decide if I feel like I have enough on board already. I want to start using Quick Study, or if I want to play Cube. I probably want to play Quick Study. If anything, just to try to hit a land drop here. Attack for 6. And now I'm like desperately needing interaction. So yeah, definitely a tough balance when building a deck from scratch, especially one that has kind of like a delicate, you know, synergy requirement. But let's see. So it's tempting to play Quick Study. Could hit them for 4, you know. Guess that would leave me vulnerable to them casting Burst Lightning. Alright, I'm just going to attack and pass. Scorching Shot. Okay, let me play my Malcolm, because the Scorching... If this dies, this is going to be shields down for the Teamwork ability. Casting Opt in response. Well, now I can... We say they nay the Scorching Shot if I want to. Which honestly, I don't think I do. I'd really like this Malcolm to be able to block the Slick Shot. Really wanted to be able to block the Slick Shot. Unfortunately... Crap. Okay, yeah, so counter that. I don't expect them to attack the Slick Shot like I would like them to. Oh, wow. Alright. Appreciate that. Nice. Okay, drawing land's good, because I can play a cube now. And now, we have the cube down. We've got 5 lands, we've got card drawing. So this is kind of where this deck really goes, you know, sings. It's possible, maybe I should have, like, this is a weird card, but hey, I'll block it. Like, maybe I shouldn't have the other threats. Maybe I should be more of a controlling deck with more lands so that I'm a little more consistent. And just win with the cube. But I don't know. Then I'd have to play like Deadly Cover-Up and stuff, which doesn't work well with the cube. I don't really love that idea, to be honest. I don't think there's anything they can do to get back in this game. Obviously, that was the best draw on their deck, but I don't think it's enough. Their life total's just too low at this point. The Knowledge Seeker really did some work. Sure, we'll opt, make 2 fellas, and then on their turn, make 2 more. So you definitely can see, like, the power of this deck when it works. It's just a matter of finding the right balance to, like, both survive the early turns and or put enough pressure on, depending on the opponent. And, I mean, this is a pretty good example of why it's pretty hard to build a new deck in Standard. There's just so many factors. The best decks really put a lot of pressure on you in different ways. Usually when I'm low on the ladder like this, I enjoy the benefits of playing against less tuned decks and more rogue archetypes. But for some reason, I'm like both low on the ladder and playing against meta decks, so that's tough. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of good because I get real perspective on my decks, even though it's not as fun because you don't win as much when you're playing against really tough matchups. So, okay, so we're a prowess deck. They're trying to get to Lava Runner. But, you know, kind of the same deal here. And I still haven't figured out a good strategy for this, so I'm not sure. I know I don't like 3 steps ahead. I think I should overall be trying to play the control role now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't think they have great answers to construct the Cosmic Cube. Obviously, they can have, like, annuls and stuff. But, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I could play around them. Like, maybe I even use discard spells. Knowledge Seeker was good that game, but on the draw, you know, I think I might just try the control role. May even board out some of these talents, honestly. If I'm gonna do that plan on the draw. Like, what if I did, you know, almost complete control? I don't know if I want to go so far as use Deadly Cover-Up. Or Intimidation Tactics. Like, Curiosity seems fine, and then, like, maybe I just still have some of these. Maybe Knowledge Seeker's better. The thing with Boomerang is I could at least, like, I could bounce it over to run, or I could trigger my Cosmic Cube. So, yeah, let's try this. Kind of fumbling in the dark still. This is a tricky deck to build and play in Sideboard with. Okay. On the draw, I think this is reasonable. I can cast my Opt. I have another extra look for a land. And then I have, you know, some interaction. Okay. Hidden Lair is awkward because my Gloomlake Verge won't tap for black, and Hidden Lair only taps for black once. Hopefully we find more land. We do not. So I'd like to cast both these, but I can't. So this is another learning point for the deck. I think because I have a low land count, I should have been more careful with how many Hidden Lairs I put in. I think maybe some more than, you know, I should probably have less than 4. Obviously, like, you can't prevent this completely, but this could happen a lot because I've got 4 of each of these, so probably I should cut some of these for some multiversal passages. Try to remember to do that. Okay, but this turn, tempted to play Riddler to, like, you know, try to find land, but then I fall pretty far behind doing that. I think it's unfortunate, but I'm just going to end the hunt here. Just hope I draw an island or a swamp at this point. Or Watery Grave. Another Hidden Lair. That's kind of gross. Alright, let's do Riddler. Oh, they're also having awkward mana situation. That's very helpful. Verge. Alright, so I can cast Duress, but I'd rather just impact the board, I think. Go ahead and hex this. And yeah. Really need island or a swamp. They give up. They shouldn't have given up. They might have been able to win. But I get it. When your mana screwed, it's no fun. Okay, match number 4 here. Honestly, not the most interesting matches. Lots of mana screw and, like, trouble from decks on both players' sides, but that's Magic. Boy, this is a hand, huh? I guess I'm keeping. I don't know. I have both my colors. The Riddlers, at least, are, like, going into warp and, like, sort of getting me of some sort of advantage. Alright, Undercity Sewers. I'm up against the Demon deck again. I don't like that deck. I do not like playing against that deck. Malcolm's nice. I'll try to use Malcolm here. Obviously, it's pretty likely to die. Oh, Deceit, huh? Alright, I'll play Malcolm. You can discard one of my other cards. I don't care that much. Get a hit in with Malcolm is kind of nice. It's definitely the Demon deck again. Oh. Hello. Hello. Can I construct the Cosmic Cube, please? Thank you. That was a good draw. I even have We Say the Nay for like a turn 4 Spider-Man to protect the cube. So this is going quite well. Let's attack. Get our Lootin' Tootin' on. And let's see. I might as well warp the Riddler, right? So I can hold this up. Okay. No Cavernous Souls, please. Don't ruin my day. Thank you. They have Black Sun. Alright, I will counter. Alright, definitely want to leave up my counter spells here. Since this game's kind of almost over. Alright. We're cruising. I think at this point, Cavernous Souls doesn't save them because they need a sweeper, basically, which is a non-creature. So, still on the journey to actually use the the final ability on Construct the Cosmic Cube. Because mostly this is what happens. Your opponent just dies before I get to use it. Alright. Demon deck. Yeah, so obviously, like, my small creature removal's no good. And I like Tactics and Curiosity and Hamlet. And then I think I went into the hunt. Maybe not. Maybe it's a losing battle to try to fight on that axis. In the last match, I boarded in the end of the hunt, so I just had a pile of removal, and they just easily beat me. So maybe I just keep it like this. So when they get their like 5/5 down, I can't really kill it. But I have menace creatures and flyers, so it's really just about protecting myself at that point. I have Bitter Triumph. I should probably still have one into the hunt, right? Cut like a Boomerang, because their stuff is just horrid to Boomerang, so it can really only target my own things. Sure. I cut one Boomerang for one into the hunt, and then we'll try again. Yeah, I'll keep. Obviously, like, it's kind of land heavy. I'm not going to opt turn 1 because I'd like to opt on turn 3 for this Knowledge Seeker. Thing is, against the Demon deck in particular, mulliganing is really bad because they're just going to cast a discard spell every turn in the game they can. That's sort of how their deck works. And you really just need, like, as much stuff as possible. The best way to beat discard is just to have too many good things for them to discard them all. So, yeah, they take Curiosity, which makes sense. One of my best cards against them. Does mean that I get to have a Knowledge Seeker in play, though, which is nice. So either they'll kill it and I'll get a clue, which is fine, or I'll start having a growing threat. So that's why I like this card. Plus he's a cute little fox boy. Look at him. Alright. They have Cavern this game. That's going to make this a lot harder. Their deck, it's funny. Their deck honestly would be kind of unplayable without Cavernous Souls. It really does just completely change the way they can play, because they really are just like tap out expensive sorcery deck. And those sorcery just act like, you know, removal spells and spells and whatnot, but they're actually just creatures. So it makes it so Cavern Soul is just super powerful, because otherwise, you know, just counter spells would be super good against them. Okay, so countering this doesn't do a whole lot, but my counter spell might not do a whole lot anyways, because they have Cavern Souls. So I think I'm just gonna use it so they don't take my quick study, or like, you know, if I quick study and draw something good, they can't take that. And that is the thought process. So would I rather play Curiosity or Talent plus Quick Study? I guess Curiosity. Just protects it against discard, basically. Yeah. So I'll let this resolve. They're going to kill my clue. But at least I'll get to resolve the Curiosity. And, oh! Alright, touche. Cat versus cat. Yeah, I'll play this. Would you like to block? Touche. So my Curiosity implies about, oh, they're gonna get to... that's broken! Why? Wait. Doesn't it... Wait. What? That's how it works? It comes back as an enchantment. And they could have... This wouldn't have done anything. Okay, because they didn't spend mana on it. But they can take my Curiosity so that my Curiosity doesn't come back as an enchantment. Oh, that sucks. My Curiosity would have been so good in play. Whereas theirs doesn't do much. Alright, fine. I still have Construct the Cosmic Cube. I'm happy enough. Although if they have another Superior Spider-Man, I'm going to lose the cube. So let's hope they don't. Yeah. Draw 3. Kind of fine with that, honestly. Okay. Attack for 2. Let's cast Talent. They negate. Yeah. Alright, we'll quick study. And we'll flood. Yeah, in these longer games, Agna Qel'a would be so good. I'm just like desperately wishing I had Agna Qel'a. Should probably fit too. As awkward as it can be, it's probably worth it. Yeah, alright. I'll have nothing in my hand. I'm used to it. You discard monger. Alright. Come on, card drawing or talent or... Ooh, Riddler. Riddler would be nice. Riddler would be the card I really want to draw. Bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. Or my second Curiosity, that'd be good too. End of the hunt. What did I take out for that? A Boomerang? Alright. I'll just be sad. My no Agna Qel'a. It's nothing that great this end of the hunt could have been, so... No! Why do I have to flood? I'm a 23-land deck. Flooding against this crap. They don't even draw any extra cards, and they're still out spelling me. Guess they drew 3. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh, we drew a Riddler. Holy miracle. Alright, end of the hunt, you. I just want the maximum value possible out of this, so I'm going to warp it. Hallelujah. Play talent. Alright, my deck's perfect. I couldn't possibly have lost this match. No reason to have complained about Flood. Stock Up, sure. Check out Stock Up Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon something, I think is what we're on. Also, Amazon Music, maybe. Of course, on YouTube. Hit the notification bell, give us a like, subscribe, appreciate it. Okay. What are they going to do to me? They're at the point where they might need their demon to get back into this game, which, yeah, that might beat me still. Superior Spider-Man. Yeah. God, that card is so broken. What the heck? It's funny because we did both me and Jacob did our top 10 for Spider-Man, and neither of us realized how good it was. Yeah, alright, I won't have a Stormchaser talent, you punk. Okay, so, sure, I'll play Riddler first. Although, hang on. If I played talent and got back a counterspell, they just have counter souls. Not on demon, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They might not even have a demon in their deck. They might have thought they could just control me. I'll play Riddler. I want to draw 2. I could still play the talents. Talent's definitely safer in play than in my hand. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, if they have a land, they can resolve a deadly cover-up. And that would be very bad. Yeah, or if they have a Duress, sure. Obviously, I could counter, but I don't have any other. They just wouldn't pay. Don't play deadly cover-up. Don't do it. Just lose the game instead, please. I hate that deck. Alright, alright. What are you gonna take? What should they take? There's no Boomerang. They should probably take Quick Study? Or maybe Opt? What did they take? Oh, they took Riddler? Oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. Get back my Quick Study here. And pass. Unfortunately, their Reef... Maybe I should have gotten back better Triumph. So now their Reef can draw a card when it hits me. Ooh, might have messed up, boys. Yeah. Oopsie. Okay. Well, might have messed up. Stock up. Would I counter that? Or what do I want to play Malcolm? I think I want to play Malcolm more than I would want to counter that. Because they're at 5. That might not be right. I don't know. I should have cast it anyways. Because this kind of reveals a little bit of information to them where, like, they know I don't want to counter it and maybe I want to do something else. It's a little bit of kind of deep leveling that maybe doesn't really apply to just arena matches where people aren't thinking that hard, but... Alright. Quick Study. Malcolm. Construct a Cosmic Cube. Attack you. Make a villain. Now, I was going to Boomerang my talent, but maybe I should level it? Probably not. I'm Boomerang it. Ooh. I was going to Boomerang, play talent, and level it, but I think I should do that instead. Yikes. Well, if I take Demon, they just use the Spider-Man, and if I take Spider-Man, they play the Demon. Alright. Take Spider-Man. Demon might not actually be enough. Because I might have a pretty big board here. And they're at 3. And I don't need my library that much. Yeah. They're basically looking for another cover-up. Which I will be sad if they found it. Off that Winter Night. Did they top decked? Oh, no, that was a flashback. I'm sorry I'm being so salty. I hate this demon deck. I hate it. I hate the Cavern of Souls. I hate all the discard spells. I hate the cheesy win condition where they exile your library. I didn't like what they did to my cat. I did not like that. I mean, if they had cover up, they would cast it, right? So, maybe they're just figuring out what they should do. All right. Gosh, that was only game 2. Wait. Oh, I won the first game. Right. Silly. Okay. Oh, should we play one more? What time is it? I don't have time. All right. Let's talk about the deck a bit. And by talk about it, I just mean change the things I was thinking about changing. So I'm going to cut a Hidden Lair for a Passage. And then I want to cut something for another Agna Qel'a. It probably has to be Islands. And then I think because I'm cutting an island, the Hidden Lair gets slightly worse. I'll just cut another one. This land's just not very good. Like, I'm playing it because I don't have, blue-black doesn't have Darkslick Shores in Standard right now. But this land's not that good. I maybe could have Starting Town. I think Passage is better than Starting Town, though, because it works with Verge. And can come into play untap later. Even though Starting Town's like a little better with like Hex and Opt, right? You can play it. Kind of hold up both. I could have like one Starting Town maybe. Alright. This is for science. I'm gonna play Starting Town. I kind of think Passage is better, but I'm gonna, for science, try Starting Town. And then the list otherwise... 3 steps was pretty good, but also there was several spots where I had quick study, and I was grateful that it was not 3 steps. How many land do I have? 23. I kind of feel like I should have 24 lands. Like maybe I could play like a Fountain Board or something. Fountain Board's kind of good in this deck because it's good with Curiosity when I board that in. I can have Curiosity main instead of Riddler and have Fountain Port. That'd be reasonable, I think. I wouldn't mind more things to bounce. I haven't played against a lot of decks where no rerun is even good, though. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it like this for now. It played okay. Constructed Cosmic Cubes are really powerful. And I like the Knowledge Seeker and the We Say They Nays. The format is just tough. Because there's like Uber Control. There's the Demon deck with their Cavern Souls. So like even if you load up on counters, it's rough against them. Prowess is a tough matchup. One thing that was interesting about the Prowess matchup is I felt like my deck was better when it had Tiger Seal. This was pretty good against them. They can't Burst Lightning it, and it's like pretty good at attacking through their Otters and also blocking their Otters, especially early, It's not that easy for them to Prowess it up past 3. So it's possible we should go back to trying a Tiger Seal version. Like, the talents have obviously been good against the Control X and whatnot, but it might be kind of a thing where, like, this card's good in our already good matchups, where the Tiger Seal would be better in other matchups. But I'll have to see. I haven't played against any green decks yet. So, like, I would think Tiger Seal would be better against green, but then again, if they just have big creatures, maybe it gets outclassed, whereas the talent can at least, like, threaten to spread wide with the basics, threaten to remove something with the level 2, get back removal, these sorts of things. Anyways, I'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching. As with any of my decks, if you'd really like for me to play more of any particular deck that I play, or you want to see me iterate on it or what have you, join our Patreon. You could join our free Patreon, and then you could pay $1 a month to join our Discord. $1 a month is our only tier at the moment. You get access to all our content, but if you join our Discord, ask me in Discord to play basically anything, and I'll probably do it, So, still pretty small community at this point. Anyways, I'm rambling a lot. We'll see you next time.